How was everyone's week? Sack, my man. It is such a good splash screen, right? It's got a mood to it. I know. Welcome back, Seisu. Can we get just a round of applause? Just a circle of applause for Seisu making it back after 2 long streams. We missed you. Gosh, my house is so cold today. And so I'm just bundling up. Vegas is finally getting colder. Stream issues, what are those? Right? When you're a one-man production crew, it tends to, you run into all sorts of issues. How you doing, Dirty Rollers? Welcome back. We got all sorts of people in here. I understand, Seisu. I was just giving you guff, and I'm glad it is a tortilla blanket. I'm wrapped up like a tortilla in a tortilla. How you doing, Lethris? Welcome back. It's been a minute. How's your Sea of Thieves streams been? Random Ladybird, how are you? Will Grams, my man, how you doing? Yeah, Grim, how you doing? Grim Raven. So, want to see what you're making after chatting with you in the tavern on Thursday. Wild Taz, hello. So, there's quite a few different streamers I've been noticing. I've been trying to just, patrol Twitch D&D and TTRPG like a piranha looking for blood in the water. No, I'm just kidding. I've been trying to support our stream community as best I can, and I've been finding a whole bunch of different communities that support Dungeon Alchemist by making maps, streaming Dungeon Alchemist, or use Dungeon Alchemist in their campaigns. And whether they're intentionally or unintentionally supporting Dungeon Alchemist, they tend to do that. And I try to, lurk or watch and chat and hang out and support those streams. Oh, new DA update is soon. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, everyone. Honestly, I basically was able to, I was watching a stream the other day, and it's someone in the Twitch community. Some of you may be familiar with him, some of you aren't. His name is Distal. His stream's Distal's Place, and Distal basically was doing this unique stream he calls Tavern, where he just invites everyone to come in and say hello and chat with each other, and it's kind of like you're in a tavern. It's kind of neat. And Distal also is part of a campaign. Is also going to DM a campaign soon. And it was interesting being invited onto that for a moment and hanging out. And we ended up, I ended up, just wanted, in the moment, I felt like so compelled, and there was so much camaraderie and community and going on. I was like, let's do a giveaway. So we ended up giving away a copy of Dungeon Alchemist on that stream, and it was so interesting because there's all these different people watching and communicating in the chat, and it was kind of like Hollywood Squares with all these different streamers hanging out, talking to each other. It was really interesting. Hey, Smash Bear. Hello, Gwendolyn. Honestly, it was a fun experience, and I love those type of community experiences, and I love growing our community of cartographers and GMs and storytellers and players all together. It's very fun to find people that are all in the same beat. You know what I mean? It's fun. I love it. Anyway, enough about that business. How's everyone doing today? How was your New Year? How was your appropriate holiday near the end of year? What did you do? I hope you stayed safe and had a lot of fun and weren't caught up in all the crazy travel nonsense in the US where people were getting stranded for a while, actually. But anyway, I am just so glad to be back with the first stream of the year. It's pretty cool, actually, the first damn stream. So it's exciting to be back. It's refreshing. It's fun. It's interesting to be here. And also, I'm excited for this new year because there's so much potential just around the corner with our next update. As many of you are aware, we're all very anxious for the new update, which has been teased as many names. I call it Everything is a Winter Lava Land. That's what I call it. Vim calls it about 10 different things. I don't even want to try to articulate everything he calls it. No, I'm pretty sure that stove's been there for a while. But, this is on the build on the Steam Workshop I just opened up. But, hey Starseeker, how are you? And Remy, welcome back. Oh my gosh, you were so sick, spent time doing new floor plans and dungeon. You know what? I mean, at least it's time well spent, right, Gwendolyn? Yeah, that stove's been in here a while. But, you know, it's easy to miss any object when there's so many different ones, you know? If you're not looking for something particular. So this build I love because it's a landing screen. It's called Mariner's Desk. And it's essentially designed in a way to give you a landing screen for a player. And this was designed specifically for one player in a campaign that themed to their build. You forgot it was on mute? Oh no! Oh no! And this build is just so fun and themed and well thought. Notice when you zoom out, it's really just a small map. It's designed to be zoomed in and screenshot to give just kind of like a landing screen for a campaign. Hey Dirk, how you doing? Exactly, Sack. So, Wolf, dude, I mean, the ads, you gotta mute it, right? Sack says, didn't know there was a hat maker's head model until I did the hat shop. It's amazing how many things you spot ages later and go, was that always there? So I like to do a thing where I will go through Dungeon Alchemist in the objects, kind of just like one category at a time, and browse them. Look at them, check them out, see what's in them, you know? And I like to do that every once in a while, especially after each update, just to see what's there. And you'll notice there's new things, but, you know, a lot of, like, the customizable carpet, a lot of people wouldn't have noticed it unless they were browsing or checking out our social posts. Always properly vent your fires. It looks like it's vented right into the wall support, so I don't know how well this house would hold up over time. But we're not here to, you know, pass it for inspection. We're here to just enjoy the atmosphere. But this carpet is great because you can customize it with a custom image, which then you could put also, here, let's put a map in there just to be silly. So you could put blood spatters, which is a common thing. So if you find a PNG of a blood spatter, or a magic circle is a very common thing. It's a great filler object while we wait for those things in Dungeon Alchemist. The hat mannequin. So I think half of it was like in Dungeon Alchemist and half of it Sack built by hand. Sack and his partner Sausage are incredibly talented at finding all sorts of cool ways to build things. Is that build up on the workshop, Sack? Let's pull it up. This one. Yep, let's take a look so we can talk about, like, look at what we're talking about. Gwendolyn, thank you for the follow, by the way. I didn't notice you followed. Thank you. So, again, just welcome everyone to the stream. My name is Mac. I am the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. This is the damn stream, aptly named because we showcase maps made in Dungeon Alchemist. Maps made in Dungeon Alchemist are saved as .dam files, which stands for Dungeon Alchemist Map. So we lean into that and call it a damn stream. And we showcase community builds, share techniques for builds, and, you know, just generally hang out and enjoy each other's company, and sometimes do giveaways. For those of you that are new here, feel free to ask questions. These streams are in AMA format. They're designed to be a way for you to learn about this program if you haven't, you know, experienced it yet, or if you're new to it and you want to learn how to build something in it. It's a great way to learn. You know, Wolf Gold, I have asked for that so many times. I've asked Vim like at least 10 times. And I think something like that will come with time. I didn't think they expected a demand for, you know, a parchment without an edge or a carpet without an edge. So hopefully it will come with time. Honestly, I have the Kickstarter items, so you'll probably see some things that, like, these are the Kickstarter items here. If you guys want to look at them, we can at some point. I don't really like to showcase them a ton on stream because people who can't get them, and so it's kind of frustrating. And I understand that, you know. Thank you, Taz. I appreciate it. Oh, this map's so pretty. It reminds me of, so when I was a kid, there was those, like, claymation movies. There's, like, you know, Rudolph and, you know, all the Christmas ones, but there was an Easter one, and it had the Easter Bunny, like, kind of sleep in for Easter, and he had to travel around and, like, help people with different things to, like, learn his lesson. And then one of them was, like, he helped someone with a bonnet, and they had these, like, elaborate Easter bonnets. But this reminds me of that for some reason. And it's just, like, this beautiful hat shop, and it just seems like something, like, my aunt would wear when she goes to church, I'm not gonna lie. But if you look at this very carefully, it's a hat model, or like a head model here with a carpet, with a wreath, with a, you know, it's like a cheese that's colored on top. And Zach is so clever at coming up with these unique ways to build something with nothing. It's like a puzzle almost to him, and he just comes up with these fun builds. Like, my hat's quite literally off to you, Sack, on this build. It's very interesting. What's going, what do you mean by that, Dirk? Elaborate on that, please. Dirk Pitt, are the devs going to do an update soon for the Roll20 doors and windows? You mean for the API to adjust to the new dynamic lighting they just had? Is that what you're asking about? At a certain level, you get the objects and you're given a code through the email that you can redeem right here, and then you get those objects. So if you were a Kickstarter participant, you would have been given a code you could put in here to get it. Yeah, let's take a look at this. This is very, very organized. Oh my goodness. Like, this Pantone organization is very fun. Right? Exactly. This looks like a place I would have gone to with my mom as a kid. I would love to I volunteer as tribute. Shut up and take my money. So I will say this, and I hate to say this regrettably, there's no way to get the Kickstarter items now. It was kind of had to be there at the right time and right place kind of thing. And unfortunately, and I understand this, the devs have promised those to our Kickstarter, you know, pledges as exclusive items to them, and they won't be available to anyone in the future because those people helped Dungeon Alchemist come to life, you know? Oh my gosh, everything in this build is beautiful. I just have to, like, stare at it for a few minutes. It looks like you're heating the irons here, right? This is brilliant. Brilliant! Got a little tiny furnace. Hey, Bunny, how are you? So, by the way, if we hit 50 viewers today, I will do a giveaway. We're at 31 right now. If we hit 50, chat, will you please let me know if I happen to miss it when it happens? Keep an eye on that. If you can, you know, tell your friends, tell people walking by on the street, shout us out on, you know, your various social networks so we can, trying to get the boosted presence while we try to grow ourselves here on Twitch. And honestly, I'm very excited with that, by the way. We are actually at 922 followers. We're so close to our first 1,000 followers here on Twitch. It's been quite a journey as we've been growing here. Arkham, how are you? Welcome back. So, Dirk, after that happened, there was some questions about that in our Discord, and in the support forum, I believe. And Carl Aranis, our lead developer, said they will have to update the script for that, but I think he's been so focused on the AI updates for Dungeon Alchemist that there probably hasn't been much progress on that. Given that there was a delay for our update, which is likely updating the update will be releasing hopefully sometime this month. Let's just say by month's end. So it could be any time between this moment and the end of the month, which will likely be leaning towards the end of the month. But that update was supposed to be in December, it got pushed back, and Carl's been basically sealed himself into a room and dealing with trying to tweak and update and fine-tune our AI for this next update, so it gets a huge revision. Excuse me. Had a bit of a hiccup there. And in my mind, I think getting those AI updates are a little bit more crucial than updating the AI script as a whole, but I do think it's on his priority list. But he had to kind of buckle down and like lock himself away before the holidays to work on that. So first off, I am just like hats off to Carl. Carl puts in so much effort into Dungeon Alchemist, and he truly is brilliant. And Vim as well. Vim is so talented with his art. The photo on the wall, is that a hat? It kind of looks like just fruit, actually, but there are other photos on the wall. Let's see. Out here, there was one. Modeled & Sons, finest millinery, hats, fascinators, repairs, sells for hire. Yes, exactly. The next update will have a huge, after this one, meaning post this update, we'll have a huge, another AI tweak involving caves. So basically, our lead development team, our artists, they're working very hard, constantly tweaking and refining Dungeon Alchemist to make it a better user experience. You know, I would love that. Actually, hold on. First off, I know they're incredibly busy, but after the update, how many of you, raise of hands, would love to have one or both? Actually, let's do, is there a way to do a poll? I don't know how to do polls here. Let me look. Let me just check. Without the bot, like native to Twitch, Bunny, sorry, I'm not super hip on Twitch stuff, so I don't know. But if there isn't the bot, I may have to look at my bot individually, because that's like its own thing, and I use Mix It Up. Let's see here. So, okay, here's the thing. Carl has been very elusive. It's like trying to catch Bugs Bunny and I'm Elmer Fudd. Because I've asked him so many times, and he just slips away. We'll try and plan. He's like, maybe this time, maybe. And it's, hello, Scorch Queen, how are you? And honestly, it's because I think he's a little camera shy. And I understand, some people don't really like to be, like, on camera, and it brings a lot of anxiety and stress, and that's understandable. We gotta respect those boundaries. And Carl is, you know, an artist, and so it's like kind of one of those things that I don't push it very hard. I ask once in a while. Vim, however, has been very cooperative in the past, been on stream. He was on a Facebook stream some time ago, and he told me that after his break, he's on break right now, that he would consider coming on stream and mainly talking about our AI and the tweaks that are being done to it and how it functions and works, because there's a lot of confusion around our AI lately. And I would love to do that because AI is a bit of a hot button issue. Like with all the AI art generators and AI chat and AI this and AI that with a wiffle ball bat. Our AI is very distinct and very focused. We don't steal anyone or scrape anyone's assets. We have our own assets, all made in-house. We train our AI ourselves from data from you in the community as well as from our own internal tests. And honestly, I really think we needed to distinguish ourselves from the rest of the pack in that manner, because we're starting to get boxed out actually online, and I'm sure a lot of map creators have noticed this. Some communities won't let you post your maps if they have AI tied to it in any way. So I would love to get our devs on and talk AI, talk development, talk the future. of Dungeon Alchemist. But yeah, if you guys are interested, please let us know in chat. Let me know how much you're interested in that, like a thumbs up or a, you know, raise of hands type thing, and I will definitely pass this on to the devs. I am good, very good, Scorch Queen CC. Having a lot of fun, you know, just first stream of the new year. Enjoying some amazing maps, talking Dungeon Alchemist, talking the future of Dungeon Alchemist, which, you know, it's quite exciting, actually. I'm very, very excited for what's coming up. Hey, Music, how you doing? We got so much support today. Thank you, everyone, for being here. So, I got a question. Some people were asking what I build today. I'm going to leave it up to the community to decide what type of map I build. I would love to hear from our community what type of build you would like to see, and I will try my best to do that. And I know there's a lot of you here, so if we could maybe make a couple suggestions and try and consolidate amongst those suggestions, and we'll go from there. Oh, it's grown tremendously. Hey, Hieronimo, how you doing, my man? Walk in, welcome. Okay, Sack. That could be interesting. We could do a Badlands one. So let's follow that path a little bit further. War Eeyore, how you doing? Welcome back. So, if we were to make a Badlands map using that biome, what kind of map could we make? So let's think as a community here. What kind of map could we use? A Badlands mine could be interesting. A Western Cowboy Pueblo. Oh my gosh. Yeah, honestly, that could be interesting. Okay. New Mexico Saloon. Interesting. That covered wagon Vim shared the other day was very cool. Did you guys see that? Thank you so much, Bunny. Thank you. No, thank you. Honestly, I love you guys' channel, and I was so tickled to be there the other day, and it was very fun. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the shout out. Oh my gosh, 42. Remember, if I said if we hit 50, we'll do a giveaway. So, okay, we're going to do desert. Okay, let's look around at this map one more time before we bounce and just adore it for all its majesty, because Sack and Sausage maps are like top tier maps. Honestly, like, if you guys ever are looking for a top quality map, I would definitely, I don't normally do this on stream, but I would definitely recommend, like, if you're looking for commission work, talk to Sack sometime, because they do put in a lot of detail and love into their work. And honestly, as you can see in this build and the many builds he shares on our Steam Workshop, they do put a tremendous amount of effort and time and love into their builds. Okay, so let's see here. I am going to load a Badlands biome. So we're going to go new map, we're going to go digital, which gives us the ability to expand or contract the map. Remember, if you set your map to print, you cannot expand it once you've set that size. So whatever you set it to, that's what it's fixed to. And I like to use digital because you can always cut up or rasterize a digital map and split it up into many smaller pieces and then print those if you need to. So that's usually not a big deal. So I usually start with digital and get a big map and go from there. Honestly, Sack, I would love to watch your build process sometime. That would be cool, and I'm glad you got a new PC because you could do that. That'd be really interesting. Ah, you know, you're welcome. Okay, so we decided on a Badlands biome. Sack's incredibly talented. Honestly, I could go over his maps for hours. He probably has over 100 maps on our Steam Workshop. a good chunk of them, you know? So check them out. Let's see here. So we have Badlands. Let's see. So there's been suggestions for Bandit Hideout. There's been suggestions for a war camp. There's been suggestions for, let's see here. Methods of making a multi-level map. Temples. Badlands. Let's see. Cowboy. Okay. So let's do kind of crossing the cowboy and the bandits theme. Maybe we'll have like a main street in an old western town, which I grew up in the Southwest US, which is straight up desert town, and there's so many ghost towns around here that are just the one street with a few businesses. Hey, see you later, our music. Hey, Distal, how are you doing? Welcome back. We're at 49. Come on. Come on! Show me the money! Let's get to 50. Come on. And then we'll do it. Oh, who walked up? Who left? Come on. Letting each other down. We were going to hit 50, and then we were going to do a giveaway. By the way, make sure, if you're not already, to hit that follow button, because you must be following the stream. Yes, I'm freezing today, and this is a tortilla blanket. My wife got me this for Christmas. So I got her a donut blanket, and then we got my son a pizza blanket, and they're all like a circle, and you can just wrap up in them and just have an absolute blast. Just staying toasty, but like feeling like you're in a burrito. I don't know if anyone's ever wanted to do that, but I wrap my cat up in it and call him a burrito. He doesn't like it that much. Yes, Sovereignty. Roll around on the ground. It's honestly, I just cosplay being a burrito, so. Honestly, so Remy, the center is like a white patch, and my wife was considering cutting it out and sewing it around there to make it like a poncho because she thought it'd be so funny. It's funny that you said that. Rush Feed, welcome and thank you for the follow. Gwendolyn, thank you for both of you being here. So I think for this build, by the way, getting back to the build, we're going to do a Badlands build. Let's do flat, because I want to do the traditional Western, like, town where you do a showdown in the middle, like a draw standoff at high noon, okay? So we'll do that. Let's see here. Cacti. No water. That's all. Thank you. Love you. Got a private soda delivery. Little special. Okay. We'll do it at water level. So, walking over these settings really quickly. When you're making a map, your size settings are very, very important because the computer you're using, the bigger the size map you're using or building, it's incredibly burdensome on your computer. So, like, if you have, like, a laptop, you may want to stick with smaller, unless it's, like, a crazy gaming laptop. You may want to stick with smaller, like 10 by 10, 20 by 20 maps. If you, are on like a gaming computer or a very powerful PC, you could definitely try and make bigger maps. I can make up to like 100 by 100. Gosh, I don't know why I've got such like hiccups today. But when I'm on stream and I'm streaming at the same time I'm building, I usually go around 40 by 40, 50 by 50. And keep in mind, you're going to want to pick your size based on your own build. Yeah, we'll do that, Dirk, in part of the build. Let's do that. So we've got the size here. We've picked the terrain type. We've set it as flat. The reason I want to go as flat, because I'm going to do that western town. We'll do like a circular tower or like a water tower type area or something like that. Maybe a jail cell at the end of the town or offshoot of the sheriff's office. Yeah, Wolf Gold, there is. I'll show you. So you set the size, set the vegetation. I'm going to go no water because a western town would have very little water. And we're going to do it at water level so it's low on the map. The higher you set this, so it puts the build at a higher level, and it allows you to either cut into the terrain more and raise the terrain less, or raise the terrain more around it to have mountains. I can always change the shape too later, by the way, Sovereignty. So we'll just, you know what? That's smart though. We'll do a bigger width. We'll do 60 width. Okay? So I generated the map, which we're gonna tweak around with and play with. At the moment, this is just the kind of generic export. Now let me show you something, Wolfgold. If you go to File and Export, you have two export sizes, by the way. I always export at small border. It gets everything around the border but a 2x2 square. So it's like the perfect smallest size map it can be. By the way, I totally begged for that to Carl, and he was like, fine. But the borders are normally have this big, huge edge around them, and that's a lot of wasted ink if you print them. So that's a great way. So you basically check export size, and this shows you the grid. If you minus a 2x2 around that, so here it's 62 by 42, it'd be 60 by 40 technically. That's the map size. Because that 2x2 around the edge is just that black border. You know, it would be awesome. You know what? While you say that, Sack, if you just go here to actually go to image only and change it to print export, it does change it to white. So you can do that, but I wish we could change this color to green. So we could, I wish we could change this color to green so we could actually chroma key it easier. That would be my suggestion personally. Like right now it's white for print, but it'd be cool if you could go through like a drop down of colors for chroma. So, kind of got distracted on the build because we're talking so much technical stuff. Oh, we hit 50! We hit it! Yeah! Coming, yeah! Let's do a giveaway, yo. What do you guys say? Hey, Snow Carmy, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, one and all. We're going to do a giveaway of Dungeon Alchemist. And Dungeon Alchemist is the program you see in front of us. It's the channel you're on. This is the official Dungeon Alchemist channel. My name is Mac. I'm the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist, and we're here showcasing how to build a neat little Badlands desert western town. And we've been kind of teaching people various ins and outs of Dungeon Alchemist as we go, because these streams are designed to be a AMA format where you can ask questions. So if you have any questions about the build or about this program, feel free to ask. It is available on Steam, right? You can find it there. It's a map making tool designed to make your life as a GM easier. So if you need help making, you know, quick maps or more detailed maps for your campaigns, whether it's D&D, Pathfinder, or any other tabletop system, you more than likely, as long as it's in a fantasy setting, you can use Dungeon Alchemist. Hey, welcome, Widge. How you doing? Oh my gosh, doesn't it, Distal? Distal, go 5 minutes before a session, he's like, Steam Workshop, I need a map. I'm just kidding, Distal. Honestly, though, like, you probably could get away with that for, like, a year. Just, like, I forked. This map from SwedishCook, we're going to look at this later. Let me remember that. That thing is insane. Fort Gloom, we're going to check this out in a few minutes. But, before I get sidetracked, how did I know who so well? Okay, let's do a giveaway. Let me get this set up. Where is it? There it is. Dungeon Alchemist Steam Key. And I'm gonna set it to, you must be a follower. We're gonna set the command as giveaway, a time is 10 minutes. And start. Oops, I typed that like a dork, but it's okay. Now remember, you must be following the stream to enter, so hit that follow button if you haven't already, and then type exclamation giveaway or just giveaway. You don't need to put the exclamation. I think our bot supports it either way. And welcome one and all to the stream. Thank you for all the follows, and welcome to the channel. While this is going, let's get started on this build. So I'm going to start clearing this out a little bit, and to do that, there's actually a very unique and simple way to do it. If you go to the object tool, which you can just hit 2 on your keyboard, and that's a quick like hotkey, or you can click it here, and then you go to the object, the object paintbrush or paint object tab. Then you can hit erase objects. Notice this circle. You can actually make that brush size much larger, and at that point you can just kind of overhead wipe out the map. Which I like to do this. You know, I could have done it without, but I like to demonstrate how this works for everyone. So you can kind of see this in action. A lot of people don't even know you can do this in Dungeon Alchemist. So this is kind of my tip for y'all. Use the object brush and object eraser. And I'll show how the object brush works in tandem here in a moment. But it's a great way to quickly wipe out everything on the map. So while I'm doing this, I'd like to ask actually what, if any of you have Dungeon Alchemist, what you may use it for. Do you use it to unwind and just build maps, or do you use it for your campaign? And if you use it for your campaign, what kind of campaign setting are you in? I'd like to know more, because the biggest two I hear are D&D and Pathfinder, but I'm curious if there's any others out there. Oh, Fresh, it's a very good one, right? Emberwind. Huh. Tell me about Emberwind. I saw you guys talking about it the other day. Something you were saying it's like not normal to have a DM actually, but you were doing it anyway or something. Warhammer? Okay. Hey, Wolfgold. Time of Frostmaiden. You know, honestly, I'm very excited to do more like snow-based maps. I want to do a Frozen Sick campaign. Frostmaiden sounds fun too. Oh my gosh, chat is just flying right now. Okay, I'm trying to keep up, everyone. Doing my best. Let's see. We're in Eberron doing a version of Ghosts of Saltmarsh. Interesting. Monster Heart 2? Interesting. There's so many different things out there, and it's crazy. You wouldn't even know unless you ask or like try to learn. And honestly, like, I'm not going to talk about it a whole lot, and I know it's people are itching to talk about it. I'm just going to briefly say that, like, OGL related, Dungeon Alchemist is going to do their best to make sure that we're not like wrapped up in this, or like, you know, that you can't make maps anymore or anything like that. And I know that there's a lot of confusion around it right now because it's tentative. And let's just say that we've tried to stay very system agnostic to try and provide as much support for as many systems as possible. And I think that's where we're kind of good, is we don't necessarily say, hey, this is just for this. Like, yeah, sure, we're streaming in a D&D category on Twitch, but like a lot of people use Dungeon Alchemist for a lot of different things. Not any one system. So anyway, kind of moving on from that. Oh, hey, how you doing, Carmi? Yeah, Aconite and you make some beautiful maps too, by the way. I love your YouTube videos. They're just so wholesome. I like just get wrapped up in them, and I'll watch them like 4 or 5 times. You have very great narration. They do these like step-by-step builds showing you how to do something. Here, actually.
Dungeon Alchemist.
To be quiet. Check them out. These videos are just incredibly wholesome. I love them. They're so fun. And honestly, I'm always on the lookout for content like this. You know, if you're showcasing how to build something in Dungeon Alchemist, or you're making maps for your Patreon, or you're streaming with a campaign that features Dungeon Alchemist maps, I have a particular set of skills that I've gained over the years as a streamer and content creator. I will find you, and I will, you know, promote you. So, let's try and work together, you know? Anyway, I would love your guys' work. Thank you so much for sharing. Anyway, getting back into the build. Let's see here. So, we want a city. One thing that a city in an old western town would have is a big water tower, right? And I love this water tower, but it doesn't have a top, which seems kind of... Oh, the other one does, actually. Let's put this one. So we have a water tower. Let's get our, like, pivotal water tower. Now, I do want to decorate this map a little bit. Let's do some basic rocks. But I'm going to make the brush size smaller, density medium, and do desert rocks. Okay, so a couple people are asking about a sci-fi western version of DA. Excuse me. So, the devs have heard your calls for, say, cyberpunk, future, modern, all these different settings, above and beyond fantasy. When Dungeon Alchemist's Kickstarter was made, and all the stretch goals were promised, everything was made around the fantasy environment. And as a result of which, the devs never really kind of anticipated doing anything but that. But there's been such a demand that they've heard your call for that. And basically, Vim, in an interview a few months ago, said that once we finish delivering on all our Kickstarter stretch goals, which, you know, we've got probably 7 left at this point, when they're all done, we will consider doing paid expansions that go above and beyond the fantasy, you know, environment and biomes that would offer, say, cyberpunk, or, you know, and future, or sci-fi, or, you know, modern, etc. We actually do have a clock tower, I think. Look for it. Isn't there a... I swear there's a... Oh, there's a bell tower. This one. Hey, we could try. Let's try. You know what? I like the challenge. So we'll put the bell tower at the end of the street, like it's the main street, like maybe. And this will be at the other end. So how do water towers fill? Pressure. At least nowadays, that's how they fill, is pressure. They pressurize and they fill them up with reverse pressure, and then they use that water to fill all the homes in the area below it. It's a good question. Here, it's called Planter, actually. I don't know why it's called Planter. It's under Planters. So, yeah, there's 2 of them here. It should be probably called Water Tower. Yep, that sounds very much like Back to the Future, having a bell tower and a clock. So we'll do our best to try and make that. Got 2 minutes left on the giveaway, by the way. Make sure you hit giveaway in chat, exclamation giveaway, to enter. Okay, so let's start building some basic town square stuff. Let's start with the road. So I feel like the road should be like a long path down here. And I'm going to just go to AI settings. I'm going to remove objects, walls, windows, and then go to village. And we could go to, say, alley, and it will draw out a road. Now, in an old western town, though, you wouldn't have a nicely cobbled road. It would usually be like a dirt path. So I feel like it's probably best to go in terrain and actually use the paint terrain brush and paint it out by hand. So I'm gonna do that. Save the clock tower! Eriboberry, Boito, thank you for the follows. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, long path to a large square with like the, you know, the city office slash jail, you know, like basically there'd be a lot of infrastructure along this. a barber, a saloon, maybe down here a train station, or like a, you know, like tack for animals and stuff. I could try and do a train station, but honestly, I would go insane laying the track. But we'll work on this a little bit at a time. So let's start with the road, okay? So I'm going to use this brush. And I'm going to kind of soften this out a little bit. Kazu Flare, congratulations. I need you to claim that in chat so you can claim that win if you're still here. And yeah, can we get a warm congratulations to them for winning the that copy? Kazu Flare, are you still here? Congratulations, and yeah, everyone, let's give them a big congratulations, a pat on the back for winning. Okay, so this will be our kind of like center road here, right? Maybe even like pass it one more width. Also gonna lower the quality of the map just so I don't drop so many frames, because I noticed I was dropping a bunch there. Okay, so it looks like they didn't stick around and someone else got it. Aribo Berry, congratulations. So, you've just won a copy of Dungeon Alchemist. Tell us what you're gonna do now. Give me 1 second. I am sending you a whisper here on Twitch. I'm getting your key right now. 1 second, okay? All right, I just got to fill out this thing for it to make sure I got everything. And now I can send it over to you. There we go. I mean, if we hit to 100, let's. I am not against it. Going to Disneyland, Macintosh Man got the reference. You got the reference. You knew what I was on about. If we get to 100, I'll do 2 copies. I'll do 2 copies at 100. Because that's double 50, right? I mean, the math stands. It holds up. 1 moment here. Okay, so this is kind of the foundation of our desert town road, but I like to go through with another brush and just kind of, it's a little big. Let's go through and kind of, and you can use this to kind of simulate like tracks if you make it small enough. And it just kind of seems like the road's been worn down. And that's what would happen if wagons or, you know, different beasts of burden were using it. Notice it's not like a direct ton of this dirt, and it just kind of layers on top of it. We're going to just go down to the edge of the street here. And we'll do another one. Oh, that one kind of a little intense, but let's go all the way down here in tandem. So it just seems worn in those spots, particularly. Wouldn't we all, Sack? Wouldn't we all? The problem is the math isn't mathing in the viewers. Okay. So, let's see here. So now we've kind of detailed out this road a little bit. Some things I'd like to do. We're going to put some buildings on the side, just like a few, like, kind of wooden structures. Nothing fancy, but I will fill them myself later. Let's see here. I'd probably do some hovels from abandoned ruins, which would give us kind of like an abandoned, worn-out shack type thing, and we could do it like it's an adobe one, or we could even change the wall to wood. Let's generate another one, see what this one makes. I really like what we're getting here. Actually, this looks good. Now, let's go to village, and let's do a smithy. A little bit bigger. Extend it back here a bit. Remember, you don't have to always draw a square shape. You could kind of extend onto it and do all these extended weird, you know, hallways and stuff if you want to. You don't have to, but you can. Let's see. Just undid one of the buildings. Phone's gone off like crazy. Just give me 1 second. Anyway, I'll get into that later. What do you mean, Sovereignty? Elaborate. But yeah, I like to make different shape houses that aren't necessary. You could always just do, like, I could drag this out infinitely and make it the same shape. But yeah, you could break up the monotony of the background by... Gosh, I am struggling today. I didn't sleep well last night, let's just say that. I've been up since about 3 a.m. So make this like the, Now up here I'm adjusting the AI settings. You can kind of train the AI to not have objects or light or different things when you're creating. Now notice I just did that without objects, so I'm kind of regretting it. I can recreate the room, same shape, and just check those boxes, and now it fills back up. So here we have our smithy kind of in progress. I'm noticing a lot of the doors aren't really going where I want them. So I'm going to move this one over here. Let's see, that one's okay. There's no door on this one, but there should be. Gotcha. Yeah, you try to break up the monotony of the land, the mesh they use. Got you. That makes sense. Gosh. Okay. I really don't like these walls, so I'm gonna change them. Let's go to we'll do broken planks, in and out. By the way, walls are kind of two-tiered. You have an inner and an outer wall, so you can kind of have one that's different from the other if you really want. Or like this one. Next. So what else should this town have? That's good to know, Remy. So you're saying if you lower the brush size but increase the brush strength. Kind of maxed out. Some of them don't overlap each other very well. A jail. So do we want the jail as part of like the city hall, or do we want it as like its own thing? Island Lass, of course you'd want a livery. By the way, this water thing. Oh, you're way ahead of me. Thank you, though. I love you. My wife just brought me another soda, and I haven't even opened the other one she brought me. You're cute. Thank you. Let's see here. So I'm going to use the old resize trick. So for some of you who are new to Dungeon Alchemist, you've probably never seen this before. You can place objects on top of each other and they stack. That's cool. But if you grab the object under it, if it's, let's say this one's already at its max size, I can't make this any larger. If I put it on an object that can get larger, now I've rescaled it up to a much larger water tower, which seems more authentic for a small western town than it was before. Waffle House Saloon? Oh my gosh. Remy, you know what? You're grounded. We call this creative misuse of assets, and I wish you could just infinitely scale assets, but the thing is some of them, once they get to a certain point, it starts breaking Dungeon Alchemist for people's computers. And so they limited how much you could scale up or down so you wouldn't break the average, laptop computer using Dungeon Alchemist. But you can get around it with this one neat trick. The devs hate us because this one neat trick. Hey, Droop, how you doing? Actually, they love it when you guys creatively misuse assets. They love seeing all the neat builds y'all share. Number 7 will blow your mind. Zach. Dude. Seriously. Hilarious. Okay, yeah, let's build a jail, and then we'll build a livery. Let's put the jail on this side of the town. The sheriff's it'll be like a sheriff's building, and then a kind of a jail cell, like 2 or 3 jail cells. That sounds like the optimal layout here. So probably just gonna use like a farmstead layout and then fill it in by hand. We do have some jail-like ones, but I don't like the way they build. They're mainly for, like, castles and stuff. Yeah, I like this shape. This will look good. We will do stables soon. I probably should have generated this without stuff in it, huh? I always forget my own advice. I haven't even saved yet. I should do that soon too, huh? So no objects. We'll generate it without windows. And we'll do this now. Gets rid of all those windows, gets rid of all the objects. I don't imagine jail cells to be so comfortable. Let's change the walls. Thinking something with stone. Right? Stone seems more durable. We can do cells as well, but I'll do stone on the outside. I will change the door soon. Actually, you know what? I'll do it first, just to keep everyone happy. We'll put a double door right there. Let's put a big doubly door. Let's do... that one's a little too fancy. Something like that. I think it's a Denny's. Adobe door? Or are you thinking walls, Remy? I could go with some plaster walls. This plasterwork ones look good. This is coming along nicely. Okay, so you walk into the sheriff's. I imagine there would be a desk, right? Nothing too fancy because he's probably not paid that well. Poor guy, gets overworked, underpaid. The wall thickness is set to this when you're laying AI walls, but you can creatively expand and thicken the walls using other methods. So if you go into our objects, we have a whole mess of structural objects. There's these stone constructions that are incredibly cool. So you could take these, for instance, and put them around the outside. And if you hold shift when you place them, boom, boom, boom. So that's one way you can kind of just quickly thicken up the walls. Just put a layer of, you know, these mason snappable, kind of like Lego almost objects. I don't know offhand, Sack. Sorry, I wish I knew. So... so let's work on the jail cells and the floor, actually. The floor seems way too nice. I'm thinking either like dirt or like a kind of a worn wood, like this. I love that you can just drag across the whole floor and quickly swap it out. And if you want to break up the monotony a bit, you can go through and change it out with a few of them. I like to click around and just kind of mix in a few of the other patterns in there, and it really does break up the monotony quite a bit, you know? Just looks more natural. Robert Cedric was the sheriff. Hey, we got someone to answer, so thank you so much, Cody. Pharaoh Gaming, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Oh, soda. Undertaker / Baker. He's both. Oh, Dungeon Alchemist, just don't crash, yo. Ah! It just crashed. I was just talking about saving and I didn't. I'm the worst. Hopefully it reloads. It just reloaded this. Darn. Oh my goodness. Save early, save often. And that's my advice that I said in a video, and I just don't follow it for the life of me. I have the worst habit. I'm gonna go take a timeout in the corner. Everyone just kind of laugh at me a little bit. Remember that time you saved? Nope. Distal, adding insult to injury. Thank you. Yeah, that was a test map, actually. That was not the real map. That was just, I was testing you all to make sure you understood what was going on. Yeah, that's true. It could be worse. The music stopped, though. Honestly, you just gotta laugh at when you do something stupid like this. First, hey, at least you can learn from me, Swedish. That's a good question. I would love an autosave feature. You know, I don't know. Has it even been suggested? Any of the mods know? Yeah, actually, Cody, it exports directly to Roll20. If you make a map and export it, you can export as an image, you can export for print, you can export for various VTTs, including the big three: Foundry, Fantasy Grounds, and Roll20. However, Roll20 just updated their system to include dynamic lighting, and the dynamic lighting, we haven't updated our plugin for Roll20 to support that yet, at least at last I heard. So we may have to wait a little bit. So other than the dynamic lighting, it exports right now for Roll20. And you would need a pro membership to take advantage of like the walls and line of sight stuff to use the plugin for it. But, excuse me. Sorry. Gosh, I have such bad hiccups today. But we are actually in the middle of updating Dungeon Alchemist. There's a huge update that should launch before the end of the month. And when it launches, after that, our lead developer will fix the Roll20 plugin to be supporting the dynamic lighting. Do you ever, like, talk and just forget what you're saying sometimes? Just like word salad? Streamers, you may understand what I'm saying. It wasn't a mistake. Yeah, I was teaching you things, Australis. He understands. We were learning to save and save often. Okay, we're not gonna export. We got the map generated. So, you know what we're gonna do? Just to start, we're gonna go hit File and Save As. And then I have my damn repository here. Put it in there, and we'll call it Desert Town. Save. What? Did I make a folder? Oh, I did. Okay. What is going on? I'm really struggling, y'all. I give up. There. Done. We have it. Hydrate. I should drink more water. I should drink more something. It's been a long week. My brain needs its juice. Okay, let's hurry and wipe out the objects, and then we'll save after that. I feel so bad that we are starting over. You know what? Actually, we'll leave some of this. We'll just wipe out the center and leave everything around as, like, decoration. Sound good? So we had this center area. We'll clear as we go. This will be the town hall here at the end of the street with that big bell. Right? Next, we're going to go to the terrain. Let's speed this whole process up. We're going to go into the brushes and make this as big as possible. And we're going to quickly make kind of a road up the center of this street. I know there's lots of plants and stuff in the way. We'll clear it out as we go. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Now, I'm not being held against my will by any strange animal, but bear with me. If I was, I would definitely not say anything. Okay, why has no one sent animal control to my house yet? Please tell me you laugh at my jokes. Oh, goodness. Grin and bear it. You know, that's what I like about you, Remy. I don't care what anyone else says about you. This is a knee slapper. Hand signal for help. I maybe I should know that, actually. I don't think I do. Okay, so we're kind of about a third of the way where we were. Let's hurry and hit save, because I just was an idiot. Gosh, I feel so dumb. Hello, everyone. I'm your community derp. Today we're going to learn how to mess up a map. But wait, there's more. Okay. Listen, Zach, my bear jokes are a polar opposite to the ones that you make. I'm gonna be saving like every 30 seconds now. I'm paranoid. Okay, so we had some hovels over here. Let's start with those. Hovel. Actually, I like it away from the edge. Do a little one here, and then another little one next to it. I've actually, my Dungeon Alchemist contract clause strictly state no more bear puns. I'm just kidding. I love bear puns. I also love egg puns for some reason. Mainly because you can make so many of them. Cat puns, too. So easy. It's just low-hanging fruit, yo. Like, if you don't make those puns, you're... I don't know. Excellent. This will be our blacksmith. I'm gonna move the doors here in a minute. So we got one here on the street side. That one's not so bad. You can just leave it there. But this one, I guess we could leave one on the back. Maybe put something over there later. Remy, are you just like Googling these now? I don't believe you. Starseeker, I wish I did have a date. Let's just say tentatively sometime this month. I wish I did. I totally wish. Y'all are hilarious. Okay. Turn off collisions first of all. Put this bad boy in the corner. Need your quench right there, yo. So I'm gonna put the anvil up on top of this bad boy. Usually they're chained on top. Oh, don't we have one on top of the log? Oh, by the way, that Hero Forge anvil is a good one. Show our collaboration with them. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed that before, but it's pretty cool. Hey, Adderalex, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Man, so many new faces in the stream. Welcome one and all to the channel. And while you're here, just a quick introduction. My name is Mac. I am the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. This is the official Dungeon Alchemist Twitch channel. DA is a AI-powered map-making utility available on Steam, and it allows you to build environmental maps or battle maps or buildings, etc. in a snap, but also dive in by hand as we're doing here and do very detailed built-out maps. Honestly, I think a lot of people got DA because of the sale. And now people are like incredibly interested in it, or were checking it out with the sale. Also, a lot of people were just hibernating on streams in general during the holidays because it was a busy time of year. Like, streamers struggle very hard during the winter because people are traveling and doing their stuff, and it's understandable, you know? Family life comes first. There is a lot of bear puns just still going. I don't even know how you keep doing them, Remy. Nice. Well, welcome. So, what types of maps do you make for your campaign, Adderalix? That looks good there. I like what we got going on here. I might put some, like, something here because it just seems blank. Or maybe move it back a bit further. As long as you could, like, pull this, we're good. You know, I don't have anything new teaser-wise to share, or I would. Wolf Gold, I will say that, and I know people will probably leave right away. They're like, oh no, teasers, what the F? But isn't the fun, the journey we had all along the way? I gotta figure out where to put this door. Let's see here. I like to take the stuff that's dropped in the AI and then kind of organize it a little bit. The idea of like a sharpening station. That, though, doesn't fit. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that bucket of water. Okay, I'm gonna ask right now. We got a bunch of fans of Dungeon Alchemist here. What is everyone's favorite feature of Dungeon Alchemist? I was asked this the other day and it kind of put me on the spot. And I said the collision toggle. Because I feel like the collision toggle, it changed the game for Dungeon Alchemist. It quite literally did. So when you open objects here, you have the ability to disable collisions. And at a glance, that doesn't seem like much. When they're on, though, you can't merge objects together like this. They can't be in close proximity to the walls, to each other, and it causes this X to pop up. And when you disable this, you can then put them together. So let's make a super anvil, you know, something like that. As long as you're at the right angle, it'll merge. And it allows you to make all sorts of unique and interesting objects. As a result of which, you know, objects that don't exist all of a sudden are part of your palette of building. And as long as you have the creativity to merge these objects together, you get that. The collision toggle was easily one of the biggest add-ons. Go into utility here, and I know we have like a whole section dedicated to blacksmith. They're the ones that hang on the wall. It. Elf? I feel like there was one that was like tools. It's under someone else. Where's that one at? Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? There's tools that hang on the wall. It's like got some hammers and different stuff. That was the stump. Yeah, anvil. Let's try tool. This one looks neat. We could put this on the wall back here. Kind of adds to it. Some more in. And there's so many tools. There. These. Tool rack. That's what I was looking for. Put these around the shop. Notice I kind of have it hanging on the wall without the wood panel, or if I wanted to with the wood panel, because I turned that collision toggle off. Oh man, so okay, let's read some of people's favorite features. Collision toggle is a big favorite amongst our heavy hitter cartographers in our community. Dirty Roller says the best is how intuitive it is. It really is. So it allows you to quickly, you know, honestly, it's like riding a bike. You know, it's very simple to learn. And once you get the hang of how it functions and works, it's really not that hard of a tool to master. And I know we all have different timetables and work and family and different things going on, so it can be hard sometimes to learn a very intense new map tool. And they're intimidating sometimes, and Dungeon Alchemist really takes a lot of the guesswork and learning time out of it. But it rewards you for how much time you put into it. Search bar, Remy says. Yeah, the search bar here saves so much time. If you're looking for something specific, you can find it in a moment by searching using the search bar. Definitely need some tongs. Let's see, what else do we got? Oh my gosh, yep. Thanks for the reminder. Save! You guys are my favorite. All of you. I love you all so much. Honestly, I'm running on about 3.5 hours of sleep. I don't know why. It was just, I couldn't sleep well last night, so I'm a little out of it today. Y'all want to see some special effects? Oh, it's the one. Nope, it's not. Wrong video. I don't think this is the video. Nope, I'm looking for it. 1 second. Thought I had it saved somewhere, and I guess I don't. Okay, I will say this right now. There is no guarantee this will be in the next update. So if I show you something like this, just be aware, okay? That it's very tentative, like early beta teaser stuff. I always worry when I show that. Can I put a beacon in the forge? I like to ride the line between, like, I feel like it's my job to, like, hype y'all up and to share this stuff with you, you know? And if I don't, like, you know, what am I doing? You know? So some of this stuff sits behind, like, closed doors, and I sit on it for a while, and I don't know if I should share it or not, but usually it's okay to share, so give me 1 minute here. I think I've shown too much already. It was a little cool. Again. I want to ride the ride. Like one of these, so it smokes? Sure, why not? That's really smart, actually. More fire. Problem with collisions on like this, sometimes I want to stack and not merge, but I think we got it. Me, now I'll add a doll. Zach, yeah, some of your doll placements creep me out, bro. We need to talk about that, actually. Okay, I'm gonna show this teaser one more time. There's a lot to take in here, so take it in and enjoy it. Okay, so what else should this, I know we need to keep decorating this, so let's do that. I think a big anvil, like a heavy duty anvil that's like for bigger jobs in the center would be cool. Maybe even put another hammer on it over here. And then let's put, shoot. This door needs a clean path to get out, so I'm gonna leave that there, but I want the sharpening station with maybe like a little table next to it. I know there's that like tiny little square table. Where be ye? Oh my god. No! Oh, Smash Bear. You can do whatever you want. Okay, goodness. There's a very specific table I'm looking for, but I'll probably end up settling. This one looks good. Okay. Then maybe put a parchment on there and we can put, oh, it's cutting through the board. Put a blueprint on it. Something like that later for detail. Grab this and we'll put it under there for storage. Love that. Yes. Well, I mean, it's a western town. I mean, I guess some knives would make sense. Some tack. Things from, like, stables, you know. Let's go in here. Put a little tool. By the way, if you place an item and it has objects in it, did you guys know that you can press tab and alter what's inside of it. Notice the inside of this toolbox. As I press tab, it keeps shifting the objects, generating new tools inside. So basically, I could make it more what I'm looking for. And you can do this with a lot of different things. So almost any object that things stack on top of each other does this. So here, let's do this table. This little sawhorse here. We'll put it up in the front. But if I keep hitting tab on it, it keeps changing the tool assortment on it. That's actually, you know, pro tip provided by Mac. So don't say I never did nothing for you. This goes with any table. So like this workbench here, this blacksmith bench, let's put this over here, right? We'll keep hitting tab on it. It keeps changing everything on top. Lots of stuff you can do with it. Just got to play around. But a lot of these things are like features that are buried deep inside Dungeon Alchemist that you may not even be aware of. Let's leave this guy some lunch. But like this baker's table, where you place it, just keep hitting tab, 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 tab. Keeps changing it. Very nice. Also, there's a few hotkeys. Here, I'll show them to you right now. Let's get this watermark out of the way. On the edge of the object panel, it says Shift, place multiple objects, Control, toggle, snap to grid. What that means in English is when you go to place an object, if you hold Shift, you can keep placing multiples. So notice I'm just dumping apples here on the floor. Or if you hold Control, it'll snap it to the grid that's underneath Dungeon Alchemist. And that's really great if you're like placing lanterns or planters or anything that you want to be very like uniform and clean. It's great. Hey Ricky, thank you for that follow, by the way. So these are hotkeys that allow you to quickly browse through Dungeon Alchemist. Okay, I feel like I've spent enough time in the blacksmith's area for now. Let's move on. So we wanted a stable. Let's do some stables over here. You know, that would be an amazing hotkey. You know what else I would like a hotkey for? This, right here. Hide the user interface. So Aranis, our lead dev, Carl, said one time that the hotkey, like, sheet is accessible by the community and you can kind of edit it to a degree. So you can edit a lot of things to be your own hotkey. A lot of them don't even have assigned hotkeys, but if you're not really smart with that stuff, hey, see you later, Lethris. Have a good one. I would not recommend doing that. It can get really messy really fast. You know what? We need a tavern too, right? We need a saloon. So we have saved. Okay, so let's do stables. You want the stabling to be big because back in the day, the stabling was like the parking lot, right? So essentially, you would want the stabling to be very large to accommodate to everyone's vehicles, aka horses, and their, wagons, etc. Now, there was tack on the street and stuff, but there was also usually a very large stable for covering the animals and keeping them safe, keeping wagons safe, etc. in a small western town. I personally just, for anyone that doesn't feel confident with that, it could be a little crazy if it's their first jump in anything like that. You know what I mean, Remy? That's why I like to assume and go from the safe point there. But yeah, it's a JSON file, and then you save the original and you can toy around with it. But it just be careful. Okay, these floors, don't like them already. We're going to change that first. So there's natural floors. Stamped earth, straw, we'll use those probably most. I'll fill it with stamped earth and we'll put some straw in next in like a few spots. Like over here we could do, you know, once we fill out the stabling, we could have straw actually. Thinking over here, I'm gonna park some wagons. Lanterns. You guys. That's funny. Are we gonna sing more Journey? Isn't it Journey, right? Y'all are killing me today. First we had like 80 bear puns. I thought I'm actually suspicious that Remy actually might be a bear. Remy's in hibernation just watching us. I think this side should be tack and feed, right? Like feed here, right? And then the other side will be like all of their stables. Y'all are a bunch of nerds, you know that? Yeah, we will definitely accommodate to that, and thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate it. Everyone's favorite object, the pillar. Put some hay in the haystacks there, or in the, you know, whatever, hay feeder. Move this window probably over here. And then let's put this right here, I'm thinking. That, or maybe even a bigger one. Let's look at the door. Got some big, big arches here. I don't know. That one seems pretty good. Some of these fences might work too, like this double gate here. Be pretty good. I mean, you're just gonna keep droning on and on. Are you? Fine, I'll let you take this one. Little farrier station up here in the front, right? We'll get that made in the end. Let's make the stables first. God, I hate how it just puts lamps everywhere on the floor sometimes. So we're gonna go into walls, and I would like to use the fences. I'm gonna do the half. Yeah, we could do that, right? That'd be pretty smart, actually. We're gonna go to plus to draw the walls where we want. And then I'm just gonna start drawing off like little stabled sections here. Could put the farrier station here and put hay up above. That'd be pretty smart. We'll do that. I like that. That's good, Wolf Gold. Or Crunch. Sorry, my bad. No. Okay, so I'm gonna put that with fence here, and then we're gonna go into doors, right? And then you got the wooden fences again. Remember, some of these look like stable gates, so we can put one here, one here. Hey, see you later, Remy. You have a good one. So we'll give all the, you know, the animals some water. Oof. Angle's getting a little sharp there, but you get the gist. And then we'll put some hay and stuff in there. But I do like the idea of a second floor, so we're going to do that. This stable is going to get a little upstairs treatment. So if you go into wood platforms, we have these really cool ones here. You could just pop these bad boys in here like that. Alternatively, you can kind of spread them out and put them every other, and then put planks on them. So there is these, what's called a plank? Or what was it called? Platform, right? This guy. These bad boys can sit up on top of, you know, these wood. Is that not fitting? Probably just need to adjust it just ever so slightly. But basically you can kind of set it up there and can create like a upstairs area. And you can even use fewer of these, like if you wanted to use, there's pillars that they'll stack on, but it's just a great way to kind of mix and match what's under there. And then we could put the hay, boom, up here like this. And then we could just put up, yeah, it totally is. You're right. You're 100% correct. So I'm just noticing the time, and it's actually 1:43. We usually wrap up the stream around 2 p.m. Because of my horrible failure with the save earlier, we're a little bit behind on what we showcased today on stream. So for the last 20 minutes, I think I'm going to leave the stream open as an AMA where you guys can ask questions, guys and gals can ask questions about Dungeon Alchemist, as well as I'm going to showcase community maps because we've done enough building for today. We'll get back to this build next week on stream and finish it up later. But for now, we've got a good start, a good foundation of this, you know, desert town, and we're starting to build it out a little bit at a time. So I will hurry and save. It's coming along. It's coming along. I wish I had more. I wish I had saved earlier, so we'd be almost done by now. I'd be working on the town hall, but I messed up. So, with that in mind, I appreciate each and every one of you that have been here today. And we're not wrapping up just this moment. We still have a good 15 minutes left, at least maybe 20 or more. So while we have that time, please, if you have any questions, concerns, suggestions, ideas, please let me know. That's what I'm here for, and I'll do my best to convey, you know, your thoughts to our devs, or, you know, or answer your questions. And I know we've been doing a lot of questions throughout the stream. I know there's a few I missed, most definitely missed, because there was a lot of chat today. So feel free to use this time accordingly. Sure, the music is still. I think after this, I'm gonna take a nap. Had a long day. My favorite map, I'll show you. This bad boy. It's a labor of love. Color hex code would be awesome. Think of the color slider more like a hue slider than a color slider. I think branding it as a color slider was kind of a mistake. It definitely adjusts the hue. And I think that was the reason they did that, is because it was easier to do that than an actual color slider. Because the textures and meshes we use and whatnot, they all like don't necessarily recolor the same way very well. I'm telling you, a lot of people ask. I know, Dirty Rollers. So this is I know which map you're talking about, Crunch. We'll check it out in a bit, okay? So this is my favorite map, my personal favorite build of my own. I've done a few builds, but this one is a build I did for campaign I'm writing. And I call it the Endless Caravan. And the campaign is set in the Valley of Gullringer Dal, which is a secluded valley in the Feywild where dwarves actually evolved and came to be. And the dwarves that live there are like the dwarves that all dwarves descended from before they left and went to Faerun and forgot about the Feywild. And basically I'm designing a campaign around that. And this is a map I made called the Dwarven Prospectors Mine. And essentially this was meant to be a side quest because I wanted to have lots of environmental like building and world building tied into this world that I've designed that allows people to explore it and flesh it out and understand it more. I have actually, like when we first got it, but my computer back then sucked, so let's do it again. I actually have upgraded my computer since then, so it'll probably run better. But I made this map as kind of basically this valley of dwarves. Most of the mines are controlled by the kingdom, the king and his his interests, but a few of them are still controlled by private families who have been mining their mines for generations. So this is a top-down map. I've actually played it in top-down. It works well, but you can actually go in with that drone camera or first person and use it to, shoot amazing handout, isometric shots or, chase scenes, etc. But this mine is essentially been mined for 5 generations, and the Dwarven brothers who mine it, they've been missing for some time. They were supposed to come back months ago, and their wife, it's a tribute to Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's kind of like a play on the pop culture there. She has been begging people in the town square to look for her husbands and find them. And basically, you go into this mine researching what happened to these 7 dwarves, and there's 7 bodies in the mine you have to locate and, report your findings back. And then there's also a lot to explore, treasure, big bads, all sorts of things, secrets, etc. So this area here is what I call it the sluice box area. It's an area where they're basically finding intense amount of gold dust, and they're filtering it through water and using a sluice box system and a panning system to filter out the gold dust and gold particles into bags of gold dust. And then over here is the entrance to the mine. You can see it's a little entrance, which on the outside is another map that's on the side of a mountain, right? And essentially you enter the mine, and there's just, there's campsites and exploration sites. There's this track, which I constantly get asked, how is this track made? And I will just say I lost a bit of my sanity making this track. It is just hundreds of hammers. That's rocks. Hammer. And I made this before the collision toggle existed, and it was a pain in the butt because you could only put things so close together and angle them just right. You'll see certain places in this track where the the wood doesn't line up. It's because I couldn't get the hammers to line up, so I would cover it with, you know, things like mushrooms and stuff like that to make it more organic and seem real. But I went through and laid hundreds and hundreds of hammers to make this track. And, you know, we got their little, you know, area to fix their tools and work on their carts and bring in their supplies and divvy it out to the different brothers who are working in different parts of the mines. As you can see, they have these different exploratory channels where they're looking around and looking for different things. I call this area the pits, where they were digging and looking for stuff. And, oh, there's a hole. This area here, as you can see, we've got a lot of verticality in this map. Yep. And the verticality comes in a lot of ways. I used it by stacking objects, ladders, you know, these catwalks, and then using the terrain brush to flatten out like cave openings. And as you can see, I put pillars to kind of simulate like a mine shaft with different support beams in it. And I have secret compartments, several of them in the mine. Here's a secret burial tomb. The whole reason this family has been mining this is because years ago, there's stories passed through the generations of their family that there's ancient tombs of Dwarven kings of old who had illustrious treasures buried with them, and they're looking for it. And over here, we have, you know, another secret burial, and then lastly, this area is my favorite, Goblin Town. If you go through Goblin Town, there's tons of scaffolding, catwalks, ladders, ropes, different, you know, things, different works being done. And this area was the main works being worked on currently by the Dwarven brothers. And as you can see, they were doing a lot here, excavating this area out, loading it into carts, ferrying it back to the front to work on it or get it out of the mine, etc. So where there's a hammer, there's a way. And then lastly, the big bad area, which I use this Eye of Jana, which is a very cool item that we have. You can actually find this under utility and is it magical objects, right? Where is it? Somewhere here. Well, it's a magical item. And I'm trying to find it, but I can't all of a sudden. Oh, here it is. No? Anyway. Somewhere in here is it, and I know it's here. I've seen it a few times, but basically this eye moves around. It's a really cool item. I've used it a few times, but I set this up as like a big bad fight where they kind of dug into this area and found this secretly long-dwelling big bad boss. And there's actually a secret tunnel in the backside so the party could find an alternate route and get a jump on the boss if they followed all the clues I left them. And there's a collapsed rope bridge here with one of the Dwarven brothers down at the bottom of the shaft. Honestly, this is a labor of love. It took me about 20-30 hours to make, and this was long before features like our collision toggle and color swapping, etc. things were available. And I built this map solely because I don't remember which mod it was at the time, but when I first joined the Dungeon Alchemist community, before I was a community manager, I reached out in the Discord. I asked how you could build a cave, if it was possible, and one of the mods said, no, you can't. It's impossible. And I was like, challenge accepted, yo. And I built the best, most badass cave you could make at the time, so I love it. Got pitfalls and holes and all sorts of rock structures and dig sites and natural structures and man-made or carved structures. It's very fun. So Aconite, first off, welcome to the stream. And I was chatting with Carmi earlier. I don't know if you heard, but I shouted you out, and I love your builds and your tutorials on YouTube. Thank you so much for the work you two put into them. Now, Carmi asked earlier about minecarts. Tracks are something that'll likely be released. I don't think it'll be released in this next update, but the one after. It's possible it'll be in this next update because it's likely a Floor is Lava asset. Floor is Lava is one of our stretch goals. So we have 2 stretch goals in our next update. Winter Wonderland and Floor is Lava. But the devs scaled back the update, and they're releasing all the Winter Wonderlands content, which is an AI update, winter biome, winter assets, winter, you know, rooms, etc., snow, it's ice, etc. And then they're going to release a whole slew of Flora's Lava assets, but no Flora's Lava AI or rooms or biome, which means we'll still have to build caves by hand right now, and that's because they're tweaking the AI to allow for more natural cave structures. And it's actually proved more difficult than anticipated, and they want to get it just right. And so, in order to get these more natural feeling caves, that's the reason there was a delay in our upcoming update. So the AI aspect of the cave building, and I'm assuming that will include laying tracks in a way that they will snap together and whatnot, is going to be delayed into the next update, but at least the assets will be in this update, which will expand the ability to build caves exponentially. Roram, welcome. Oi to you, my friend. And how about ambient audio? So right now, one thing to consider is Dungeon Alchemist isn't a virtual tabletop. It's meant to be a map maker first. Now that doesn't stop a lot of people in our community from using it as a limited virtual tabletop on their tabletop TVs or even online in streams and online sessions, because it works really well for it, because you have the tokens and the grid, etc. And it's almost like we're accidentally a VTT without trying. But a lot of those features, like audio, for instance, is something that you would put in your virtual tabletop. So if you use a service like Foundry, Fantasy Grounds, Roll20, you would supplement your audio there. Another thing to consider is if you're playing over something like Discord with your maps, you could always use, play your audio through there as well. There are ways to supplement the audio through your existing, audio player on your computer. You can create playlists and do that. I know a lot of people have wanted ambient audio effects with Dungeon Alchemist. I just don't know if that'll be in anytime soon. If it does get added, I would think it'd be much, much later, more near the end of our development, if anything. I am very excited for the next update, and even with the delay and the scale back of it, there's still a lot. Proximity and Foundry audio is the way to go, because you can add sound effects that are relative to the character's location, and you export your Dungeon Alchemist map into Foundry, and then you have it in a top-down like this, and as the players move around as their tokens throughout the map, once they get to this area, if there's bats in this area, they'll hear the little bats chirping in their wings, whatever. Or if there's like maybe dripping sound, they'll hear it as they get closer, or water or whatever. So as they move around the map, it gives them that. And I know we give off this intention like we're a VTT because we have tokens and the grid and all these things. And I understand that it's like frustrating that we don't, why is there no dice? Why doesn't Dungeon Alchemist do my taxes? Why, there's all these things that we wish Dungeon Alchemist would do. But remember, first and foremost, it is a map maker. And that's where it excels and really, really, really delivers. Oh yeah, for sure. Dirty rollers. If you want to freak your players out, give a sound off all of a sudden. Why doesn't DA do my taxes? That's a good question. Well, it's about that time. It is 2 p.m. Wow. It has been such an amazing stream today. And actually, you know what? Before we wrap up, there was one map I wanted to look at. And we're going to look at that. I remember. It's a recent map. It's a fort. It's this one. Fort Gloom by SwedishCook. Holy shiz, this thing is awesome. I didn't look at many community maps. This map here was built by hand. And as you can see, right? Damn is right. This is one hell of a map. It is a beautiful fort. Amazingly built and a huge map to pair with it. You have a great verticality with this trail going up. Looks like, they bring wagons in here constantly to bring goods and whatnot. A great drawbridge where you could have just the vertical moat, or even fill it up with water if you wanted to. And I love the detail you put into stacking this, man. Oh my gosh, you must have been doing this for hours. I do not envy you. So all of these are under place objects, and then you go to structural, and then you go to stone construction. As you can see, these are basically these platforms. And what our friend has done here is turn off collisions and essentially one by one put them together and created rounded shapes by slightly rotating them. Just a little bit of, why is it not rotating? I don't know why, but anyway. Oh, I had to hold control. So if you hold control there, it'll allow it to not snap because it auto snaps, and then you can kind of make different shapes like this. As there is some overlap in here, you can kind of see that there. Oh yeah, the rounded corners is what makes this map so impressive. I love the design of this fort. You've got everything thought out. Defenses around the outside, barracks, jail cells. I mean, it's just so well done. And yeah, you have, oh, look here, you got some stairs going up the tower to really give off the impression that people would be defending this tower. I love the cannons. Seriously, very well. Hey, General, how you doing? Salute to the General. This map, by the way, for anyone who owns Dungeon Alchemist, if you open up Dungeon Alchemist and you open up the tab that says Steam Workshop and just hit Browse Steam Workshop, you can just type Fort Gloom or just Fort and you will find this map. So really quickly, and I'm actually going to share a link for it on stream as well. 1 second here. I'll get it for y'all. This is a very impressive map. And it deserves an award, actually. I'm gonna give a slow clap for this one. I'm running out of Steam points, but you get them. Shut up and take my points here. Is there? Wow. Can you, is the link for the basement map in here? You should put the link for the basement map in here and the top floor in the basement map, so they're linked together in the description. I just dropped the link in chat so everyone can, you know, follow that and check it out. It's a stunning build. Oh, it's right next to it, huh? We can check it out here. But if maps are linked together with floors, it's always wise to link them in their descriptions. This is great. So this is the underneath of that place. Is this a portal to hell or something, I'm assuming? Holy cow. This is beautiful, my friend. You have really outdone yourself. Wow. Wow! How much time did you put into this? I gotta know. Wow, top level is 5 hours? Holy cow. Right? Look at that. They're prepared for something to come through it. I love it. It is very, very well detailed. The barracks and the armory down here. Smart. This staircase. Okay, so let's backtrack here. We'll go to Browse. Fort Gloom. Where is this staircase at on the top floor? Is it this right here? Awesome. Nice. I love seeing how maps fit together, you know? Very well designed. Like, it's very beautiful. Let's, oh. Well, Dungeon Alchemist just crashed. Well, I guess that's as good a time as any, right? Let's call it. I had so much fun hanging out with everyone today. First stream of the new year on the books. Seriously, thank you everyone for attending. We had a lot of people in attendance for today. I appreciate you. Excuse me. Supporting the channel, and we did a giveaway earlier, which was awesome. We started work on a little desert town, which we will finish up next week on stream. Remember, the Dam Challenge is on a break right now through the 14th. I'll announce the next Dam Challenge inspiration on the 14th stream. Until then, though, you feel free to submit your maps on Steam Workshop as always, and, keep building that up. We have, I think last check is something like, hold on, 1,794 maps. We could hit 1,800 maps today. That would be insane if we could do that. Honestly, oh my gosh, it would be awesome. But right now on Steam Workshop, there's 1,794 maps. Those are free to anyone who owns Dungeon Alchemist. That means you can open Dungeon Alchemist, open up the Steam Workshop tab, and download a map in seconds and use it for your campaigns, which is great because it saves you tons of time, both the AI in generating your own maps and the hive mind that we have here with our amazing crew of cartographers building exceptional maps pretty much worldwide around the clock, because that's what we are, a worldwide community, and it allows that to happen. And with that in mind, this tool allows you to really save a ton of time and really turn your campaigns up to 11. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. I hope you all had fun. Gwendolyn, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I want to say thank you to you all for being here, actually, and I appreciate you. We'll be back next Saturday, same damn time, same damn channel. That is Saturday. Uh-oh, are we getting raided right now? We basically will be here next Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific. That's 3 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. UTC. Until then, if you, want to chat with me, feel free to ping me on Discord. You guys see me around the Discord as Mac, the community manager. I also run the majority of our socials, Instagram, Reddit, Twitter, Facebook. Any post there, it's pretty much me. So if you have any questions, concerns, thoughts, ideas, feel free to reach out and I'll do my best to answer them. I'm going to drop our Discord link in chat, though, for those of you that may not be a part of our community already. Highly recommend it. Our Discord is kind of the home to the main foundation of our community. Over 27,000 people who share tips, maps, suggestions, ideas. We have a support channel, a general chat, GM chat, all sorts of stuff. So you can get to know our community, get to know each other, get to know our devs, ask questions, and anything like that. And then lastly, if you have any ideas or you want to see our roadmap, so if you have any suggestions for Dungeon Alchemist or you want to see our roadmap, check out our upvote. That link there that I just gave, you can go there and actually make suggestions for Dungeon Alchemist, and they can get voted up and commented on, etc. And the devs pay close attention to the upvote, so when you place things there, they usually notice them. And there's a lot of multiple suggestions, so please, for my sake and the mod's sake, make sure your suggestion doesn't already exist, whether it's, rephrased differently or something like that. Just double check to make sure it doesn't exist before you make one. Anyway, thank you so much for being here, everyone. Again, my name is Mac, the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist, and we'll see you next time I give a damn. Mac out. See you next Saturday.